Alright, starting today off, passing a Nissan GTR, of course, and we're in the Supra. Always in the wrong car. That's pretty much how it works every single time. When I'm ever in the Supra, I'll see GTRs. When I'm ever in the GTR, I'll pass the Supra. That is always how it is. But anyway, so we got some things to talk about in today's video about the Toyota Supra. We're going out on a nice cruise. We're gonna rip it in the Supra and talk about have I got bored of this car, because honestly my emotions with owning this thing have been a little bit of a roller coaster. I've gone back and forth on what I think about it. And after last weekend driving a certain car, kind of made me realize some things about the Supra. Alright, so to kick off the video, we are now on the fun roads. We have 4 GTIs, a Miata, and a 370Z with us today. Having some fun. Actually, we're going to start off with a little bit of noise, making some echoes. Alright, so the topic of today's video, have I got bored with the Toyota Supra? So here's the thing, cars are inanimate objects, so you are perfectly allowed to have different opinions as you own it. It's not like a human being, so you can love it and then hate it. It's okay, it's a car, it has no feelings. So with a car, with the Supra, I loved it when I bought it. It was the coolest car ever. It was amazing, something that I was really looking forward to picking up, and I loved it when I got it. And then I'd say about 2 to 3 months later, the fun a little bit kind of went away, because then I started driving the GTR again more, realizing that the GTR is just such a good car and such a step above. It really is. The GTR is twice the price of this thing brand new, but given I bought mine used, it was only 12 grand more than this. So for me, the GTR is just such a freaking awesome car to have, and it diluted this car. It made this thing not feel that special, and then made me think, you know, why have a $60,000 car that, you know, at the end of the day can drive like a Toyota Camry when you're just in normal mode. So I was getting a little bummed with the Supra, thinking, you know what, it's probably not a car I really want to keep for a long time, switching into something better, or get something completely different like a Jeep Wrangler or something just completely different. That way the two cars are not competing with each other. And then I started driving this again more, going back and forth between each cars, and now we're into 7-8 months now with the Supra. And last weekend kind of was a turning point that made me realize I don't think I actually am getting bored or getting tired of this car at all. I think I'm starting to now appreciate what the Supra has to offer. So this car was $56,000 window sticker. Out the door was 58 grand, so not quite 60 grand. But still a nice chunk of change for a car. And for me, thinking that this was maybe just a boring, normal car with some fun aspects to it, I was like, that's, you know, not much value in this car. But then driving it more, now that I'm over the hump of brand new car, you love it, and then, you know, the valley of was it the best decision, the buyer's remorse stage, and now I think I'm into the my real opinions of owning the 2020 Toyota Supra. And when I drove the V6 Jaguar F-Type the other weekend, that was a turning point, because that car was $91,000, way slower than this, nowhere near the same handling. It felt a little heavy, some body roll. It wasn't even on par with this as far as the fun factor goes. And to see a car that is $90,000, exact same layout, it's a 2-door, 2-seater hatchback coupe car. It's a European car, you know, being a British Jaguar. This is a European German car. This is a BMW underneath with Toyota tuning for the handling. And then I was like, wow, the Supra really is a heck of a value. Because it is fast. Like, this is a fast car. This was a car, when it came out, everyone was a little underimpressed with 350 horsepower, 335 horsepower stock. Not too impressive. But then when you get it on the dyno, it's got 350 at the wheels, which means this is a 400 horsepower car. It has 400 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. So this car was kind of underestimated from the beginning, and a lot of people didn't really like it from the beginning because of the BMW aspects. But the more you drive it, you realize, you know, BMW makes one of the best sports cars. They make great cars, they really do, as far as the fun factors. Reliability is a little iffy, but Toyota took this car and made sure the reliability was what they were thinking, and you get the BMW performance that is a good performing M car. That is a good BMW. And with this car, I mean, it's fast. Like, it is a fast car. It handles so well. And going back to that Jaguar, I mean, literally you got to get the $105,000 V8 to get on this level. The V8 is faster than this, but it's heavier and bigger and doesn't handle the same, and this car's half the price. So when you look at so many other cars, this really does stand out as a heck of a value. And the fact that, yeah, it can turn into a Toyota Camry when you put it in normal mode and are cruising around town with the adaptive cruise control on, you know, your parking sensors and backup camera, all the normal stuff in it, it really does do a good job of having the normal side of things, but then the performance side, and not just a sporty car, a true sports car. This is actually a car that's been holding its own against cars that are way more impressive as far as performance goes. And this is giving them not even a run for their money, but smoking them. I mean, that really is impressive, and I'm starting to appreciate what this thing has to offer. Not to say it is going to be a long-term car, just because I can only really justify owning 2 cars, and the GTR is never going anywhere. So, you know, financially, and the fact that I don't want 3 cars, this will be the car that has to go for the next thing. But I am enjoying it more and more now that I'm driving it more and kind of just over the hump and above the valley, or whatever you want to call it. And as far as competitors go with the 2020 Supra, I made the video with the F-Type because that really, as far as the layout goes, that is definitely a competitor. I am filming a car this week that costs almost $100,000 more expensive than this. That is also a competitive car as far as the layout. So that'll be interesting to see the performance differences. I think that car is absolutely going to be a step above. So stay tuned for that review. I'm really excited about driving it. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, they keep continuing to compare the Supra to the CA Corvette. And I mean, honestly, if you know anything about cars, they just don't have anything in common. They are not competitors. Completely different car in every single aspect. The only difference is they came out at the same time, and a base model Corvette does cost a couple grand more than a fully loaded Supra. So yes, you can afford a C8 Corvette if you can afford a Supra, but they're just such different cars. So yes, the Corvette is a heck of a value, but at the same time though, the cars that actually compete with this Supra are different layouts. You know, they're not going to be the same. This is a car that's going to compete with a Porsche Cayman, a V8 F-Type, maybe a BMW M2, and I think at this price point, you know, if you put this head-to-head with a Porsche Cayman, which I would definitely like to do, maybe a Cayman S or whatever, that would be an interesting choice. However, I'm sure that Cayman probably costs, like the F-Type, like $90,000 just to get the 6-cylinder. And there you are again, spending $30,000 to $40,000 more to get a car that probably performs the same. The only shortcomings, the interior isn't that special in this thing. You got a plastic dash, really cheap door panels. There's some rattles every now and then from the door panels on bad roads. So no, it is not a refined European car. So if you look at like the BMW Z4 that this is based on, the interior is way nicer. You got leather, stitching, and you don't have any rattles. So that car is better as far as refinements go, but this is a faster and more performance-oriented car than the Z4. But it's awesome to now be in the phase where I'm really appreciating what the Supra has to offer, and still with the stock tuning, just the MST intake and the AWE catback exhaust. I mean, this thing now sounds awesome. I hear the turbo, the induction noise, the blow-off valve noise going off. The exhaust has a good tone under acceleration, but still gets you those crazy rumbles, pops. like what is that? That's just crazy. And I like how, at least with the AWE exhaust, those pops sound very proper now. They sound like a performance, a girthy sound versus just the kind of tin canny, raspy sounds that the stock one does. So I like the mods, and then once I do a downpipe and then tune it, we're adding 100 horsepower at the wheels. This is going to be well over 400, and that's just going to pack an insane punch. I will need bigger tires for that, because this is a little sketchy if it's not quite warm for the rear tires. But a car that does cost this much, that a couple grand, literally $2,000 worth of mods, and you have something that is going to demolish a lot of cars, that is really, really impressive. I did do a highway pull against a V8 BMW M3 a few weeks ago with this, and we were neck and neck, which is pretty cool. That car, I believe, has like 400 horsepower or something like that. And it's obviously a naturally aspirated 8-cylinder engine, but it was really cool to see how a car like this is right on par with that. And then once Mike's Corvette gets here, if GM ever decides to continue production, that is going to be sweet to actually do a comparison, because a lot of you guys have actually called out the big YouTubers who have done races with tuned and turbo upgrade Supras against C8s, and the C8s walk those cars. A lot of you guys have questioned those, so I'm interested to see as well, because I feel like this will give it a run. I don't think it'll get walked that bad. Wow, by the Corvette, because even, you know, 450 wheel turbo upgrade Supra, I've seen a video with a Corvette smoking it, which I just don't believe that. My GTR will smoke it, I bet, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this does stack up, which we will compare once his car ever gets here. So then, to wrap up the video, talking about the whole theme of today's video, you know, is it time to sell it? Is it getting boring? Am I kind of getting over the Toyota Supra? I'm not. You know, I'm liking it a little bit more. I think it is offering something that took me a little while to really realize. You know, it's a car like anything you got to own for a little while and get used to it and understand the goods and the bads. And real quick, this road right here goes straight down. Whoa, it's like a roller coaster. And then straight up into the sky. That is such a crazy looking road. That is so freaking weird. But no, the car's growing on me. I'm liking it more and more now. I'm excited for more modifications, because I do want it to have more drama, to be more on par with the GTR. Because even with a downpipe and a tune on this car, when I put it into non-sport mode and normal mode, or automatic mode with cruise control on, I mean, it is still a comfortable car. The suspension's fantastic. And I mean, it's gonna do every single thing I need it to do, and really just be a good, comfortable daily driver, which is nice. It is nice to take a break from the harsh GTR and have something that is very comfortable, super livable, and just is very normal. And I really do appreciate the fact that the Supra can then turn into something that is an actual sports car, something that packs more than just a punch. It actually is a fun car. But I think that's everything I had to say for today's video. We got more road to do, but I'll just do all that off camera. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, taking a fun little road trip with the Supra with some friends. Like I said in the video with the GTR, road tripping right now, like this is what you gotta be doing right now. Perfect time, gas is cheap, you know, just be in your car and just have some fun in your car. But that's it, guys. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.